When most people think about pottery, they imagine the excitement of throwing on the wheel. They picture clay rising beneath the potter's hands, a bowl taking shape, or a vase growing taller with each pull. It looks like that's where the magic happens, and in many ways, it is. But experienced potters know that one of the most important stages comes later. It's called trimming. At first glance, trimming doesn't seem very exciting. The pot is already made. It's no longer spinning into shape. The clay has dried to a leather hard state, and now the potter carefully removes small amounts of clay from the surface. It can seem like a minor finishing step, but in reality, trimming changes everything. A freshly thrown pot often carries extra weight. The base may be thicker than it needs to be, and the form can feel heavy or unfinished. Throwing creates the basic shape, but trimming refines it. It removes what isn't needed and reveals the elegance that was hidden beneath the surface. It's a little like sculpture, but instead of adding more clay, the potter creates beauty by taking clay away. With every careful pass of the trimming tool, the piece becomes lighter, more balanced, and more graceful. A thick, ordinary-looking bowl can suddenly feel refined. A mug becomes more comfortable to hold. A vase gains better proportion. Sometimes the smallest changes make the biggest difference. Trimming also gives a pot its foundation. The food ring, often overlooked by beginners, is one of the most important features of a well-made pot. It lifts the piece slightly from the table, giving it a sense of lightness and balance. More importantly, it shows that the potter cared about every part of the piece, even the part that isn't immediately seen. In many ways, the underside of a pot tells its own unique story. Experienced potters often turn a piece over before they even look at the glaze. A carefully trimmed food reveals patience, attention to details, and respect for the craft. It reminds us that true quality isn't just about what people notice first, it's also about the parts that remains quietly in the background. But trimming teaches something even deeper. It teaches restraint. When thrown on the wheel, the instinct is to add, to pull the walls higher and make the form larger. But trimming asks you to do the opposite. It asks you to remove, to simplify, to decide what isn't necessary. That isn't always easy. Sometimes the hardest part of creating something beautiful is knowing when to leave out. Pottery has a way of reminding us that more isn't always better. A pot doesn't become more elegant because it contains more clay. It becomes more elegant because every part has a purpose. Trimming helps reveal that purpose by removing everything that distracts from it. Perhaps that's why trimming feels so satisfying. You are not changing the identity of the pot, you are revealing it. The shape was always there, waiting beneath the extra clay. All the potter does is to uncover it with patience, precision, careful observation, and willingness to take away rather than add. Maybe that's a lesson that teaches even beyond pottery. In life, we often believe that growth begins adding more possessions, more commitments, more achievements. But sometimes real growth comes through removing what no longer serves us, the unnecessary habits, the distractions, the excess. Just like trimming a pot, letting go can reveal something stronger, lighter, and more beautiful than what was there before. Because in pottery, the final form isn't created only by what you add. Very often, it's defined by what you have the wisdom to remove.